Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're cracking open a really interesting puzzle.
Yeah, it's a good one.
How did Meta possibly double the battery life on their new Oakley HSTN smart glasses? We're talking 8 hours now.
Right up from 4 on the last model.
And they added a power-hungry 3K camera, all, without making the things look like giant bricks on your face.
Exactly. It seems almost impossible from an engineering standpoint.
So how'd they do it?
Well, that's what this deep dive is about. Think of it as a bit of a supply chain forensics. We've looked at a whole stack of sources.
Okay.
And we think we have a pretty solid answer. Our conclusion up front, we're putting it at about an 85% probability that a company called Enovix is the battery supplier.
85%, that's high confidence.
It is. And our mission today is really to show you how we got there, how we connected those dots.
All right, let's get into it. So the old Ray-Ban Meta's 4 hours battery, fine, but not amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping to 8 hours for these Oakleys, plus powering that new camera
Right.
that needed for Meta's whole always-on AI assistant idea.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Standard lithium-ion batteries, the kind in most gadgets, they just couldn't deliver that kind of jump, right? Not in the tiny space available in the glasses temples.
Absolutely not. You can't just, squeeze a bigger standard battery in there. It'd ruin the design. They needed what engineers call a step change.
A step change, meaning?
Not just tweaking things, but a fundamental leap forward, specifically in volumetric energy density, how much power you can pack into a given space.
Got it. So incremental improvements wouldn't cut it. They needed a breakthrough.
Precisely. Which leads us to potential suppliers capable of delivering that kind of breakthrough.
And this is where Enovix comes in.
This is where they fit perfectly, yes. Enovix has some pretty unique technology. They use a 100% active silicon anode instead of graphite.
Okay, silicon anode. What does that do?
It stores significantly more lithium ions, which means more energy. Combine that with their proprietary 3D cell architecture. Well, they claim up to a 51% energy density advantage for wearables.
51%. Wow. That sounds exactly like the kind of step change Meta needed.
It really does. And crucially, Enovix has been very public about targeting the smart eyewear market. They've even talked about developing custom cells specifically for it.
Okay, so the tech fits the need. That's one strong piece of evidence. But how do we link Enovix specifically to Meta?
Right, because lots of companies could use advanced batteries. This is where let's call it the breadcrumb trail of public disclosures comes in. It's quite fascinating.
Breadcrumbs, lay them out.
Okay. So Enovix announced they received a sizable prepaid purchase order. That's key, prepaid.
Meaning the customer paid up front.
Yeah, which suggests it's a really critical component for that customer's product launch. But the description of the customer is where it gets really specific.
Who did they say it was from?
They didn't name them directly, but listen to this description. An unnamed partner, described as a Silicon Valley-based global technology leader in artificial intelligence, AI, and immersive technologies.
Okay. That sounds a lot like Meta. Silicon Valley, AI, immersive tech.
It gets better. The order was for next-generation head-worn mixed reality MR wearables, and they explicitly included smart glasses in that category.
Wow. That description is almost pointedly specific without actually naming Meta.
Exactly. It narrows the field dramatically. It's hard to think who else fits that bill so perfectly, needing that kind of battery for smart glasses right now.
Okay, that's pretty compelling language. Whatever the timing, does that line up?
Perfectly. This is the other crucial piece. Enovix said initial shipments for this big order would be in mid-2025.
And the Oakley HSTN glasses launched.
Late summer 2025 for consumers. So mid-2025 shipments fit that timeline perfectly for final assembly.
Right, gives them time to build the inventory.
And even before that, Enovix mentioned delivering initial custom samples back in Q1 2025. That lines up exactly with when Meta would need samples for final testing and product qualification.
Okay, the timelines match up really well. And that prepaid order still sticks out.
It really does. Why prepay unless you're locking in supply of a component that is absolutely essential, maybe even a bottleneck, for your flagship product launch? It signals huge confidence and dependency.
So, stacking it all up, the massive technical need, the supplier with the exact right tech, the incredibly specific customer description, and the perfect timing.
It creates a very strong circumstantial case. Each piece reinforces the others. That's how we arrive at that 85% probability.
Makes sense. So stepping back, why does this one tiny component, this battery, actually matter in the grand scheme of things?
Oh, it's huge. This isn't just about giving you a few more hours of music on your glasses. It's about enabling Meta's entire strategic vision.
The always-on AI assistant.
Exactly. That requires constant sensing, processing, maybe camera use, all things that drain power.
Yeah.
Without this battery breakthrough, that vision stays stuck on the drawing board, or you end up with, comically large glasses.
So this gives Meta a real edge against rivals like Apple or Google in the wearables space.
A significant edge, yeah. It lets them deliver a user experience closer to their ultimate goal, paving the way for even more ambitious AR glasses down the line. It's a foundational technology enabler for them.
So summing up the forensics mission.
The technical need pointed to a specific type of battery. Enovix makes that battery. Enovix's disclosures describe a customer and product that fits Meta perfectly. The timelines sync up, it all converges. Hence, 85% confidence.
It's a compelling case. It really makes you think. If just one component like this battery can unlock such a massive performance leap and enable a whole strategic direction, what other hidden breakthroughs, maybe materials or chips or software, are quietly happening right now inside the devices you use every day, things we don't even see?
Right. And how might those unseen changes completely reshape how you interact with technology tomorrow?
Something to ponder. That's all for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.